All right, thank you very much for staying with us. This is still Old Sports, and we're done talking about football and all, but it's time to talk about a bit of boxing. And no doubt, the world wanted to see this fight. The world wanted to watch how these two guys would get to go hammer and thongs. Now we're in the studio right now with in-house boxing pundit, Balatito Riwan Oyene. Balatito, we thought that bout would be either one person landing in the hospital, or one person with bandages, but we didn't see anything. He ended in a drab draw. Did you see that coming, Bola?
To be honest, I didn't. I didn't see it ending in a draw. The thing, most people saw Deontay Wilder winning the fight for a multitude of reasons. First of all, Deontay Wilder has what a lot of pundits call the touch of death. Just want, like we've seen it happen so many times. He's knocked out. I think before he fought Wilder, he had 40 fights and he knocked out 39 of those people that fought. And Fury was coming off a long layoff, and he had issues in the past. So a lot of people thought that this was Wilder's fight for the taking. But I was pleasantly surprised. It was a good fight at the end of the day. So,
you know, but Balatito has a great understanding of the sports because is at some point in his life had boxed before. He had great understanding of it. Lived a lot in England, and of course he's seen a lot of fights to be able to detect. But how does a boxing match end in a draw scored by 3 judges?
The way boxing is scored on a 10-point system. So if you win a round, you're winning the round 10-9. It doesn't matter how well you win the round. It doesn't matter how close the round is. As long as the judge gives it to you, they have to give it to you 10-9. Unless you get knocked down, then it's 10-8. Your opponent gets a point deducted.
Okay.
So that's because it's not a point system. You win on rounds. So it's easy if a judge scores, if a judge gives you the round, gives you 6 rounds and gives your opponent 6 rounds as well, that's one judge scoring a draw. But then there are 3 types of draws in boxing matches. So there's a unanimous draw, which is very rare. So that's each judge giving
draws across the board.
Yeah, across the board. So 6-6. There's a split decision draw where one judge might score the fight for you, one judge might score the fight for your opponent, and one judge scores a draw. Then that's a split decision draw. And there's a majority draw whereby 2 judges score the fight to draw, and 1 judge scores the fight for someone else. But that's the majority. It's still a draw because 2 judges scored a draw.
Okay, so basically, which of these draws do you think this one was?
This was a split decision draw because 1 judge had it for Fury, 1 judge had it for Wilder, and 1 judge had it for... One judge had it
for both ways.
Yeah.
But at some point...
The funny thing is that even... Because, you know, I said it's a 10-point system, so 10-9. It's funny because even the judge that had it scored a draw actually had Fury winning 2 more rounds than Wilder. So he had him winning 7-5. But because of those crucial knockdowns...
Absolutely.
Those...
Now let's talk about the knockdowns. I was thinking, in boxing, a knockdown, I think, is good as the game is won already. We saw Fury got knocked down, and even Fury himself said he had to get up for everything he believed in, and Wilder thought he had actually won at that particular time, but he ended up in a draw still.
In a sense, it takes away the fun from it, and it doesn't give your opponent a chance to fight back. We've seen so many times...
People win after coming from
Exactly.
knockdowns.
We've seen, for example, even the first Pacquiao-Marquez fights, for example, Marquez got knocked down 3 times in the first round and still battled to get a draw, meaning he won more rounds than Pacquiao won in the long run. So it robs the audience a chance to see a very good fight, and it also prevents your opponent from getting back into the fight. Because if you get sometimes, because a lot of the times, the first knockdown that Fury had, it wasn't. We even saw Fury like joking around and looking to the. It was the second one that was bad, but that first one, it was an equilibrium shot, so it hit him behind his ear, and what that does, it kind of puts your balance off. It's not painful. It doesn't even have to be a heavy shot. So, and sometimes you could get knocked down because let's say you're crossing your feet as you're moving and you're off balance. So there are so many
great insights you're sharing. I must say. Maybe finally before we let you go, tell me, you watched that match.
Yes.
In your heart of hearts.
Yes.
Who was the winner?
There's no doubt that Fury won that fight.
You think so?
I have no doubt in my mind, because I think it's on. I don't know how. Even the judge that gave Fury 7 rounds to Wilder's 5. It seems crazy to me because I was saying that boxing fights, they are judged on 3 main things: ring generalship, which is basically who is controlling the action, effective aggression, and defense. And to me, Fury had all of those in the bag. Even some pundits had Fury winning 10 rounds and only giving the knockdown rounds to Wilder.
Absolutely.
So in my heart of hearts, Fury won the fight, and I know everyone believes that.
He actually thinks he came out to say that he think he won as well. Wilder as well thought he won, but hey, that one ended in a draw. But one thing that would definitely not end is the fact that this is not the last time we'll be seeing Bola Tito come talk boxing with us. Maybe every other week when we have juicy sporting boxing story coming out in the world of sport, he's on hand to deliver through. Thank you so very much, Bola Tito, for coming on the show.